Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another edition of Can't Wait Wednesdays here on the KB Radio Network. This is the show where we preview upcoming new releases of the new week. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and how is everybody doing? I'm doing great. As a lie, I have a massive headache today that uh I'm trying to get through, but I had to do this show. That shows my dedication to you all, my love for you all. I'm willing to go through this pain, whereas it feels like I could take a drill and just drill a hole through my skull just to relieve the pressure. That's how much my head is hurting. But I'm so excited to keep you informed, if you will, of the new releases of this week. And being as dope, it feels like my head is about to explode. I'm not going to ramble on today. We're going to go through these new films and television series that are premiering this week. So let's jump right into a Netflix film that is something that kind of caught me off guard. I didn't even know they were making this. I didn't even know that this was in the works, that this was even I don't know, in consideration of being a sequel or a spinoff or whatever it is, but it is a spinoff of the 2018 film Bird Box. And I'm pretty sure everybody has seen Bird Box. It starred Sandra Bullock, and it was kind of I was about to say ripoff, but it ain't really a ripoff, but it's like a quiet place. But in this in this instance, is dealing with sight, whereas Quiet Place dealt with sound. And you couldn't look at this entity or whatever it was because we still don't know what it was. But whatever it is you look at, it makes you kill yourself. it pretty much destroyed the world. But I enjoyed Bird Box, and millions of other people enjoyed that film. It was a really good film, a different turn for Sandra Bullock, if you will. I really enjoyed her performance as well as the film. But this go around, coming out this Friday on Netflix, July the 14th, we get Bird Box Barcelona. And this is an upcoming Spanish post-apocalyptic horror thriller film. And this film is a spin-off of the 2018 post-apocalyptic horror film Bird Box, but it's not a direct sequel. The film follows a father and a daughter and those that join up with them to try and survive this dystopian future in which no one survives, looking at entities that have invaded and roamed the earth. This I saw a little teaser. I didn't see a full length trailer for it, but I saw the teaser, and it kind of looks like just the Spanish version of Bird Box, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's good to see a different perspective than the perspective we saw in the original from 2018. But this is really kind of smart as far as Netflix and the filmmakers behind Bird Box. Uh, you know, getting different perspectives on Earth, on this planet when this took place. Because when in Bird Box, it was just that one group of people, Sandra Bullock, I think John Malkovich, who else was it? I can't even remember now, but it was a few people, but we just followed those characters, and it was nice. But this is supposed to be a global event, so it's good to see it from a different perspective. Like I said, this time we're in Barcelona, Spain. And, they could do another film in, I don't know, Sydney, Australia, or wherever. They can expand this universe and not just go into the future or just that day. Focus on the day this all happened. And I think that's a unique and nice way to add to this franchise. I say the same thing about A Quiet Place. We don't have to just focus on Emily Blunt and the children. There are other areas we want to see, other people we would like to see, even though Emily Blunt and the children from the first two A Quiet Place films. I would love to follow their story, but I would like to see different perspectives. And I think the sequel of A Quiet Place is going to be a different perspective. Last I read about it. But anyway, we talking about Bird Box, and this looks interesting. I like to see this version of this story from a different perspective. So, Bird Box Barcelona will drop on Netflix this Friday, July the 14th. And if you haven't seen the first Bird Box, watch it. Do a double feature. Watch them both. I plan to do that because it's been a minute since I watched Bird Box. So I might just do a back to back just to refresh and go into this new one. And, feel the joy. Taste the rainbow, if you will. But we'll see this Friday. But before we get to that, this Thursday, we're getting a kind of a rebooted version of a reality competition show that I just been a fan of since it first came out a few years ago, and that was Project Greenlight. And initially, Project Greenlight consisted of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, executive producers. And if you don't know the premise of Project Greenlight, it was to give these up and coming filmmakers a chance to make a full length feature film. And it was a competition, with the screenplay and, the directing style and all this other stuff. It was a unique view into how movies get made, even though it doesn't get made like this, in this, I'm not going to say easy process, but, they're not going to pull anybody off the street. Unfortunately, I always wish they would do that with me, but put them behind the camera and say, here you go, make a movie. I'm not that lucky, but this process, this TV show, it was very unique, and it didn't really take off like that, even though we got some unique films out of that. The first film, I think The Battle of Shaker Heights was that film. Cute little movie, cute. I think Shia LaBeouf was in that movie, and I think the second season of it, it was a horror film. I can't remember the name of Feast. Feast was the name of it. And to this day, I have not seen that movie. And now I watched the whole process of Project Greenlight, the making of it, and what they were going to, all the obstacles that was going through the process of the making of that film. And I never watched that whole movie, at least not to my knowledge. I think now that I say it out loud, I think I did and didn't care for it. And I think that's what I really think that's what happened. But in any event, the movies weren't big blockbuster hits, so they kind of abandoned it. They didn't go through with any more Project Greenlights for a while. They did another one a couple of years ago that was a straight to HBO movie. I don't think I've seen that one either. But this go around, we're getting Project Greenlight, a new generation. And taking over for Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, we have Issa Rae from Insecure fame. She's taken over as executive producer. And this go around, this relaunch of Project Greenlight will focus under the guidance of Issa Rae as executive producer on the next generation of diverse, up and coming, talented female filmmakers who are given the chance to direct a feature film. This looks good because, like I said before, me being a huge movie nut, filmmaking nut, I love the process, and I want to see the process, and I can't wait to see it. The filmmaker only going to have 18 days to shoot a feature film, and going by filmmaking terms, that's not long. You don't have long. 18 days. Sometimes it takes 18 days to film a commercial, a 30-second commercial on television. So 18 days to film a full-length feature film seems insane to me. But I want to see how they pull it off. we get to see this Thursday on Max, Project Greenlight, A New Generation. But we get an added caveat, for a reward for watching this show. Along with the show, we're going to get the film that they made and drop it on Max. Yes, on July the 13th, this Thursday on Max, Gray Matter. And it is the film from Project Greenlight, and it is a science fiction thriller. And the premise of Gray Matter is Aurora has known all her life from her mother that the superhuman ability they have also make them dangerous. Now Aurora must discover if her mother was speaking the truth on one faithful and fatal night. Like I said, cool. Cool. If I'm gonna watch the show, I'm gonna watch the movie, unlike I did with the previous Project Greenlight films. But this go around, we can go right into the actual product. And so I'm excited to see this. Will it be good? Will it not be good? Like I said before, this movie was made in 18 days. So I want to see how they pull this off. If they pull this off well, jury's out. We'll see tomorrow on Max, July the 13th, Gray Matter. Also on July the 13th on Max, Max is busy. Max got a lot. Max is to the max. This Thursday, we have a mini series that is dropping, and it is entitled Full Circle. And this is an all-star cast with an all-star director. And this show is about an investigation into a botched kidnapping uncovers longhand secrets connecting multiple characters and cultures in present-day New York City. In this all-star cast, we have Zazie Beetz, Clara Danes, Timothy Olyphant, Dennis Quaid, Gerald Jerome, Gerald Jones, CCH Pounder, and is directed by Steven Soderbergh. And this looks interesting. Steven Soderbergh, when it comes to all-star cast, he's one of the best at it. And this is a very diverse cast and interesting story, man. It's 6 episodes. We're going to get 2 a week. We get 2 tomorrow on the 13th, 2 more on the 20th, and the last 2 on the 27th. But starting this Thursday on Max, we get the premiere of Full Circle. I'm interested in it. You know, I'm willing to give it a shot. Let's see how this goes. But let's move on to the moment we all been waiting for. The big daddy of the weekend, possibly the summer. Who knows? And it is none other than Tom Cruise himself, returning in the role of Ethan Hunt. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And this is the 7th Mission Impossible film in the franchise. It drops in theaters today, July the 12th. This film is once again directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who directed the previous 2 Mission Impossible films. Starring along with Tom Cruise in this installment, we have Haley Atwell, Vin Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, and Henry Zierli. And I already have a review up for this film, so if you want to hear my review for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, just go and listen to my review of Mission Impossible. And I will tell you this, you don't even have to listen to the review. I'm going to see it again this weekend. So you already know how I feel about it. I'm super excited for this. This is part 1 of a 2-parter that will see the final go around for Tom Cruise. This is his swan song in the franchise. I don't know. I feel 2 ways about it, because I love Tom Cruise, and it was a period there. It was a period there where I was like, man, it's time to let this go. Maybe around 3, part 3 or 4. I was like, okay, we've seen enough. We've seen enough. I mean, it was good. It was good. I don't have a problem with none of them. I actually enjoyed them all, even part two, which is universally panned. It was what it was. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing, but I enjoyed it for what it was. But all of the Mission Impossible films, I am a huge fan of, including this one. So, today, starting today, people, go check out Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Go to the theater. Go to the theater. Do not wait for this to come on Paramount Plus or streaming or whatever, wherever it might pay. This needs to be seen in the theater. I kid you not. It is a fun time, enjoyable time. It was made. You hear the interviews with Tom Cruise say, "I make movies for the theatrical experience." He's not lying. You you need to experience these movies in a theater, and I 100% agree. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is currently in theaters starting today, July the 12th. Those are our can't waits this week. We have Bird Box Barcelona dropping on Netflix this Friday, July the 14th. Project Greenlight, A New Generation, drops on Max this Thursday, July the 13th, along with the film Gray Matter on Max this Thursday, July the 13th, and Full Circle on Max, July the 13th, and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 now in a theater near you. Which one of these are you excited for? I would love to know. You can let me know by emailing the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also look me up on Twitter at KB Radio Network, and on other social media platforms. Just look up the KB Radio Network. Look up the KB Radio Network on YouTube. Find the KB Radio Network channel, subscribe, give this video a like if you don't mind. Also, the 5 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever it is you are currently listening to Can't Wait Wednesdays here on the KB Radio Network. Thank you for joining me today. And in case y'all was wondering, yes, my head still hurts. And I'm about to go lay down, take about 4 or 5 Tylenols, lay down, and try to start this over again tomorrow. But I want you all to know that I love you. Continue to love one another. And until we speak again, you all be blessed.